Hello everyone, Matt here and welcome to this brand new video. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at Jil Sander Sun Men. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this video guys, thank you for staying tuned. In this video we're going to be talking about Sun Men by Jil Sander. Now this fragrance came out in 2002 and this is a fragrance that I've always wanted to try. Now I picked this up from TK Maxx. I believe it was around, in fact, got the box right here, $16.99 I paid for this, and it came with a fresh all over shampoo. It came with a shampoo, but the fragrance was really what I was wanting in the first place. Now, what can I tell you about this fragrance? Well, this is the men's version, and it was a fragrance that came after the female version, and that one came out in 1989, which is right here. I thought I'd bring you guys a review for it. I'm really enjoying this. I'm wearing it today. I just love the way it smells. So let's talk a little bit more about the company. Now, Jil Sander, she is a German fashion designer. In fact, she is a minimalist fashion designer who studied textile design and spent 2 years in the United States as a foreign exchange student before she actually graduated with a degree in textile design in 1963. And then fresh out of college, she worked for a magazine for several years before opening her first boutique in Hamburg, Germany. And she was only 24 years of age, so massive achievement for someone like that, especially at that age. Now, the House of Jil Sander aren't really popular in terms of reviews and their fragrances really being out there. However, in Germany, this house is a benchmark, especially to the German people. This house has made fragrances that date back to the early 80s. We have a house here that has released some excellent fragrances over the years, in my opinion. And, I just don't know what it is about German houses. They just seem to really create fragrances that go in a different direction and seem to do something a little bit different to what the French houses are doing, or the Italian houses, or even what's going on in Spain, or even here in the UK. Not to mention the US as well. But I mean, German fragrances have always stood out in terms of smells. They've always created these very unique blends, and that's what I like about them. It was designed by the perfumers Elena Story and Beatrice Piquet. Now, Beatrice Piquet was credited for creating Hugo Boss Dark Blue, which I have reviewed on my channel. I really like that fragrance. It's really overshadowed, but again comes from Hugo Boss, another German house. And the other perfumer, of course, is Elena Story, and he's made fragrances like Davidoff Echo, Guy Laroche's Horizon, which I absolutely love, and not to mention his original creation, his first creation, which was Dunhill Edition in 1984. So, Sun Men, let's get to it. Now, the accords for this fragrance are aromatic, fresh, spicy, warm, spicy, woody, powdery, musky, citrus. Let's get to it. I'm going 4 sprays just because, it isn't the strongest of fragrances when you first spray this. This fragrance goes on nicely. It creates a nice sillage for about maybe 10 minutes. And then it starts to dry down. But from the first opening, this is just very, very nice. So I'm going to put the notes on the screen so you guys can see them. Top notes, bergamot, rosemary. The middle notes are cardamom and nutmeg. And then in the base, we have musk and sandalwood. So very simple set of notes there, but they are appealing. There's a lot of nice notes in here. And for a fragrance called Sun Men, this fragrance has 0 aquatic elements. It doesn't have anything in it really that creates, well, when you look at it on paper, there's nothing really in it that creates a typical summer type of fragrance, especially with being called sun, but yeah, I will say this works on a summer's day. This works so well on a summer's day. It works in humid heat too, which probably it really tends mainly towards working well in humid heat. And I think it's all due to the fact that this fragrance, it keeps up a similar DNA to the original Sun, because that one from 1989, marketed for women, which I think now is completely unisex, hence why I've got it and I really enjoy it. It has a kind of suntan lotion accord kind of smell to it, but the overall scent itself is, I mean, I'm not going to say too much, but it's more of an amber fragrance. And I can only take a guess and say that with the bergamot in the top, with that nutmeg that's in this, it creates this sweet aromatic scent that reminds me of the beach. It does remind me of the beach. Or maybe walking on the sand, at the beach. That kind of feeling. But from the fragrance itself, I just get this carefree, everyday kind of scent. That's what I get from it. This is the type of fragrance that needs to be applied to skin, if anything. It needs to be applied to skin and then let it dry down and let it work its magic. So, yeah. Now, like I said, this isn't your typical summer scent. It's pretty much an all year round fragrance, which leans more towards summer and spring. That's what I'm going to say about that. The cardamom note in this is stunning. Once the fragrance is dried down after about half an hour, the cardamom really comes into the fragrance. And in all honesty, I do get a bit of a YSL La Nuit de l'Homme vibe from it, but it's much lighter, fresher, I would say, much more casual than the likes of La Nuit de l'Homme, which makes it a completely different fragrance, which goes in a completely different direction. But the cardamom is similar, in all fairness. Although, having talked about some of Sun Men's main points, I will mention that this fragrance isn't groundbreaking, but it is a very nice scent for very little money. This is very inexpensive. This is a 75 ml bottle. I really like the way it looks. I really like the orange cap with the orange sprayer. There's basically been so many flankers to this fragrance, it's unreal. A little bit like Cool Waters, This is kind of like that. There's been a lot of like different variants of this fragrance. It's the same with the women's counterpart as well, or the original, I should say. That one has a lot of versions of it too. I haven't smelled any of the other versions. I believe there's even an eau de parfum version. Have not checked that one out. But this, I like it. Now, I only have a few more things to say. And the last thing I want to talk about is the dry down of the fragrance. Now, when this scent has been on your skin for an hour, the musk forms and there's this woody base along with the sandalwood. It's sweet, and it's actually my favorite part of the scent because even though it's not leaping off your skin, it creates this pleasant, attractive smell. In all fairness, it's an attractive, clean, fresh, musky dry down, which is just really nice. Now, I do understand that not every guy wants to smell like suntan lotion. I just happen to be one of those guys. I happen to love the smell of those old school suntan lotions that I used to smell when I was a kid. I get a lot of similarities, kind of, with a suntan lotion kind of smell in this. I wouldn't exactly say that I got it in the original Sun either, even though this bottle looks like a bottle of suntan lotion when you look at it. The fragrance itself isn't really leaning towards the suntan lotion kind of scent, but it does have this clean, maybe like a mist, maybe like a skin mist kind of a smell. Wrong hand. Kind of a smell to it, which is really pleasant in all fairness. And I think usually this is to me this is one of those fragrances that needs to be given a chance and to really wait for it to develop on your skin, because usually people judge fragrances way too quickly on the opening. Usually you could spray a fragrance and then they smell it and most people may be like, yeah, it's nice, but most people will be like, nah, I'm not a fan. You have to wait for a fragrance to really develop and to change and to really work its magic on your skin before you can really say anything about it. This one on my skin, honestly, I get about, like I said before, maybe 4 to 5 hours. Not massive longevity, but it is good for what it is. It's a good scent. I really like it. Now, I really find Jil Sander fragrances to be some of the most unpopular of any house and maybe of any sense. If you guys would like to see any more reviews on Jil Sander fragrances, do let me know and I'll see what I can do. And that's really all I have to say. This is a really good all year round fragrance that is definitely more suited to the springtime. But it's inexpensive at the moment. I was able to get this, like I said, from TK Maxx, $16.99 gift set with the shampoo. If you want to experience the fragrance, sometimes that's the best option is to go for gift sets because usually they are cheaper and they have a bit of a discount. So This is a great fragrance. I would highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching my review on Jil Sander's Sun Men. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smelling good, and I'll see you all in the next.